10 facts you didn't know about the World Cup in Qatar. The 2022 World Cup has been super exciting so far. It's a tournament which has indeed given us everything: goals, brilliant individual and team performances, controversy and a lot of shockers. And you just know that there's a lot more where that came from. But there are a few things about the ongoing World Cup that you probably didn't know much about. Let's quickly take a deep dive into 10 facts you didn't know about the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Number 1. The first ever temporary venue in World Cup history. Stadium 974, which has hosted games like Portugal vs Ghana, Argentina vs Poland and Brazil vs South Korea, in the ongoing World Cup in Qatar is the first ever temporary stadium we have seen at the FIFA World Cup. And when we say temporary, we mean that literally. It was put up just for this tournament and it will be dismantled right after. It was made from 974 recycled shipping containers, and that's where it got its name. Well, from that and also from Qatar's international dialing code. Number 2. State-of-the-art technology. 7 of the 8 stadiums where the 2022 World Cup games are being hosted feature cooling systems in the stands, and even on the pitch for the players. This is the first time this type of technology has been employed at the World Cup. But that's only the beginning. The ball that's being used in Qatar features a special sensor which sends data to the video assistant referee in real time. That, alongside the never-before-used semi-automatic offside technology, is the reason offside calls have been super swift so far this tournament. And guess what? That's not even the craziest part of technology in Qatar. There's a new piece of technology called the Bonacle, which allows visually impaired fans to enjoy the World Cup by translating digital content into Braille. Isn't that just amazing? Number 3. Tough groups. For the first time in 28 years, we saw no national team win all their group games at the World Cup. This also means that, for the first time ever with the current format of 32 teams, no one team won all their group stage games at the World Cup. The last time something like this happened, which was back in 1994, there were only 24 teams at the tournament. Now, you could say that this is because the quality of the teams have dropped, but we'll say it's actually because the underdogs have massively improved. This tournament alone has given us some of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. You just have to love it. Speaking of upsets. Number 4. Craziest upsets. How do you define an upset? Using the disparity in the FIFA rankings positions? Using the disparity of their statuses in the World Cup and other international tournaments? Using the disparity in possession held during the game? You can use whichever one, and still you'll find out that the 2022 World Cup has given us some of the spiciest upsets in FIFA World Cup history. First, we saw Saudi Arabia, who are 53rd in the latest FIFA rankings and with close to no World Cup pedigree, beat Argentina, who are 3rd in the rankings and are 2-time world champions. Then we saw Japan beat the most successful European nation in the history of the World Cup. But the Japanese were not satisfied with just one upset. They went on to pull off another crazy one against another world champion, defeating Spain 2-1 to top the only group in this World Cup which had 2 former world champions. Now, here's the crazy thing. That win against Spain, Japan secured it with just 17.7% of the ball throughout the match. The lowest possession a winning team has had in a game in the history of the FIFA World Cup. It also made Spain only the second team to make 700 plus passes in a game and still lose that game in the recorded history of the World Cup. Can you guess who the first country was? It was Germany against Japan in the opening round of the 2022 World Cup. What a tournament, right? 5. Best geographical representation at the knockout stages. For the first time in the history of the FIFA World Cup, we have seen at least one team from every continent in the world in the knockout stages. The round of 16 saw the Netherlands, France, Poland, England, Spain, Croatia, Switzerland and Portugal from Europe, Argentina and Brazil from South America, Senegal and Morocco from Africa, Japan and South Korea from Asia, the USA from North America, and Australia from Australia. This has never happened in the World Cup before. It's only testament to the increased competitiveness among national teams from around the world. Very impressive. Number 6. The first ever female officiating team at the World Cup. Stephanie Frappart, Nayuza Bak, And Karen Diaz Medina made history in the group stage thriller between Germany and Costa Rica when they became the first all-female officiating team to take charge at a men's FIFA World Cup match. And they didn't put a foot wrong even once. Also, Frappart became the first ever female referee to officiate a men's FIFA World Cup game. We all love some diversity in the beautiful game, don't we? Number 7. Record viewership numbers. Everybody seems to be very interested in the 2022 FIFA World Cup, both those over there in Qatar and those watching from their homes all over the world. The group stage saw a cumulative total attendance of 2.45 million spectators live in the stadiums around Qatar. For comparison, the number at this stage in the 2018 World Cup in Russia was 2.17 million. As a matter of fact, the game between Argentina and Mexico in the second round of group stage matches saw 88,966 fans in attendance at the stadium, the highest attendance at a FIFA World Cup game since the 1994 final between Brazil and Italy in California, USA. If the group stage is already pulling these numbers, now imagine what we would get at the final. And speaking of the USA, their game against England in the group stage is now the most watched men's football game in the history of US television. Really groundbreaking numbers, and the tournament isn't even over yet. Number 8. Crazy CR7 stat. Yes, Ronaldo became the first man to score in 5 different FIFA World Cup tournaments. But more interestingly, he became the only second man in the history of the competition to captain his national team at the World Cup without being attached to a football club at the time. Of course, you know that Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United parted ways last month, and so the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner is currently unattached. The only other player who has ever done this is Bruce Wilson when he captained the Canada national team to the 1986 World Cup after having retired from club football the previous year. Of course, there's a good shout for Zidane too, who played his last club match for Real Madrid before the kickoff of the World Cup in Germany in 2006. But then the Frenchman announced that he would be retiring after the World Cup, so technically during that tournament where he made it all the way to the final, he was still an active Real Madrid player. Number 9. Fewer shots needed to score. According to Opta, the ongoing World Cup so far, teams have needed an average of 8.6 shots per goal. That is the fewest that has been needed to score in the recorded history of the FIFA World Cup. Basically, what this means is that we're seeing better quality of shots from the shooters in Qatar. Number 10. Crazy Messi stats. In what is most likely going to be his last World Cup, Lionel Messi is really tearing it up in Qatar. With his goal and assist against Mexico, he became the oldest player in the World Cup history to score and assist in the same game. And guess what? He's also the youngest player to score and assist in the same game in World Cup history. That assist against Mexico also made him the first man to provide an assist in 5 different World Cup tournaments. In that same game, he became the oldest player in the history of the World Cup to attempt 5+ dribbles and create 5+ chances in the same game, overtaking Diego Maradona when he did it in the group stage match against Nigeria back in 1994. And then, his goal against Australia in the round of 16 was his 9th goal of the FIFA World Cup, but, a little surprisingly, it was his first in the knockout stages of the competition. He seems like a man who has done it all, but somehow, Lionel Messi is still managing to break new grounds at the 2022 World Cup. Are there more exciting facts about the ongoing World Cup in Qatar that we missed out on? Share them with us in the comments.